Well, one of the largest air conditioning companies in the country is in focus for the stock is in focus for the last 2 days after the announcements that came in about the possibility of air conditioning trucks or commercial vehicles starting 2025. In fact, it may be mandatory. The market obviously believes that this could be a big opportunity for Subros, which is, of course, arguably one of the largest players in the passenger vehicle air conditioning business. Mr. PK Duggal, the CEO of Subros, joins in right now to talk about this. And Mr. Duggal, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining in. I have a vivid memory of talking about something like this, not as a mandatory thing, but as an opportunity a few years back as well. Tell us, have you heard anything from the government in your fashion or your industry checks about something like this being made mandatory in a couple of years down the line?
Thank you, Neeraj, for having me on your show. Yes, I remember we had this conversation in 2017 when this notification was initiated by the government. And of course, after that, OEM put pressure on the government to dilute it to blower, not making AC as mandatory. So this dilution was because of certain constraint at OEM end, but now we heard from the minister 2 days back that this is being revived now. We have yet to see the notification officially. What are the fine lines for execution? But what we understand is the intent is very clear. The original intent of notification, which is primarily for safety of the driver, is being intact now. So we see this as an opportunity. I hope that the timeline which is now given by the minister, that is April 25, the industry will roll it over.
Mr. Duggal, typically how does this happen? I remember in the cars, when air conditioning cars started to come, even non-air conditioned cars through outside mechanics, or as the case may be, became air conditioned as well. So in commercial vehicles, to your best judgment, would this be applicable for newer trucks, or could it be applicable for doing it across trucking? And if so, something like this could have happened even without it being mandatory, right? So therefore, would the mandatory thing happen only for the newer trucks, right?
Yes. So the notification says that the trucks which will be rolled over after April 25, so this would be applied to that. But when this notification was initiated in 2017 with the execution on January 18, few OEMs have voluntarily or as an option also rolled over AC trucks into the market. So if I see from N2, N3 category, still around 15% trucks are already aircon. So the experience on the field is already available. The product development for that trucks are available. Now the opportunity would be that 85% which is remaining on blower will get converted to aircon. So I don't see it should be a big challenge. Still 18 months are given as part of the execution plan. So I think it can be doable.
So you are saying that not only the new trucks, but even the existing trucks, the fleet owners, as the case may be, might move towards air conditioning their trucks.
Correct. So what we have seen last 3 years when this as an option aircon trucks were on the field, the productivity has increased, the per day travel has increased, and of course because driver is having less fatigue, so he can drive better. So in addition to safety, the productivity also is increasing. So it's a win-win situation for both owner as well as for driver. So I think the experience what we have, and when we started 2018, it was just 2 to 3% AC penetration, but which has increased to 15%. So already some indication of growth, and large fleet owner opting for AC truck already available.
One question. I remember you, I believe, are currently involved in air conditioning trucks as well. Is my assumption correct or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit about the process and as in how different it is in number terms for air conditioning a set of trucks or one truck versus a car, and are the numbers, the margins, the returns ratios pretty much the same?
So AC is an aggregation of 4 elements. So it is HVAC, compressor, condenser, and the linking pipe. So the process remains same, whether it is a truck or for a car. Only the capacity of the product will change based on the engine capacity. And of course, the price point between a small car, A segment car versus B segment car versus truck aircon, there will be slightly difference around in the range of 10 to 15%, but will not be substantially different. From your margin perspective, both are comparable. There is not much of a difference between a standard margin between product. Of course, the scale play an important role because passenger vehicle we see a volume of a particular car 2 lakh to 3 lakh, but in truck, all the different model with all the OEMs, the overall market would be around 3 to 3.5 lakhs.
Okay. So even if there could be some additional expenditure as well at the same time there could be higher income, and therefore you are saying mota moti it's the same kind of returns and margins that you get from the aircon per se.
I'm sure it would be a win-win situation for OEM as well as for the owners also.
I get the point. Okay. I don't want to get into presumptions of what is it could mean for your business because it's still untested territory. But is there a target that you might have in mind? I don't know if you do, but I'm asking that if this becomes mandatory or as the pickup improves, what's the proportion of business for Subros that comes in from PVs versus CVs? I mean, have you thought about this at all, or is it too early?
No, it was part of our plan. Since I said 2018, we were planning to execute this. So from that time onward, the plan was on hold. So if the market size overall around 500 crore is estimated, if all the N2, N3 category trucks get aircon. So that's how the approximate number between 500 to 550 crore is estimated. And so far our engagement and in the product development roadmap, we see roughly between 40 to 45% market share. So that's what we are eyeing at. This would be in addition to whatever we are right now doing in Blow.
Okay. So annual market size you are saying is about 500 crores.
Around 500 crore.
Annual market size. Okay, great. My final question therefore, and I wish you all the best for getting as much as you desired on this. My final question, you had a fairly buoyant FY23 as well, if I'm not wrong, 25% uptick in revenues. Margins also look strong, or margins were steady, but EBITDA performance was strong, PAT performance was strong. You reckon, independent of what's happening in trucking, you can continue on this path for FY24, FY25 because the auto industry is still showing fairly okay numbers.
Yes, so sustaining the existing growth path, we are confident of, and I'm not seeing that this notification, since it is applying on April 25, so that means the impact will come in FY 25-26. But I could see this AC penetration of currently 15% may increase to around 25-30% during this period. Because if somebody has to buy a truck, why he should be going with the old version if he has to see some potential out of this. So we see some growth out of this, but may not be the 100%. But yes, as an organization, we want to sustain our growth trend. That's what we are eyeing at.
No, but you might also get the opportunity to convert some of the existing trucks into aircon trucks as well, because you said that the experience of the people has been positive.
Of course. So we are very active in aftermarket also for retrofit. So that market is already tested. So of course, this would be additional opportunity.
Okay, great. Well, so suffice to say about 20-25% kind of a growth rate combined for both products put together is something that you might believe you might clock in.
I'll not color with the number, but actually, yes, it would be 2-digit. I can say in
Sure. No, fair point. Great. Well, Mr. Duggal, thank you for taking the time out and giving us your thoughts. Actually, sorry, can I just take one more question, please?
Please.
I'm guessing, and excuse me for not getting all the data correct before the interview, but I'm guessing that out of this 2,800 crores of revenues for FY23, large portion or almost a majority portion is air conditioning, right? And here I hear you telling me that the commercial vehicle size annually is about 500 crores. So that's a substantial, and you have a 40% market share in air conditioning. So you are saying that the relative size of commercial vehicles to the passenger vehicles is 1/10? Is that a fair assessment?
It would not be exactly that mathematics, because the aircon market in passenger vehicle, if the total market vehicle production is around 4.4 million approximately, and these days the cars are almost 95 to 98% aircon complete fitted
Yes.
air. So the market size is around 5,000 crore. And this truck market, because this notification is only limited to N2, N3 category, whereas N1 category has a larger business volume.
Okay.
So since it is limited to N2, N3, that's why the
Got it.
overall market size is around 550 crores.
Thank you for clarifying that. Really appreciate. And thanks for taking the time out, Mr. Duggal. All the best for a healthy FY24.
Thank you very much.
And viewers, thanks for tuning into this conversation. That's Subros. I mean, fairly responsible in their commentary. They are not going out and painting the town red, saying that we will get big benefits out of this. Yes, they will benefit, but they believe it will be a gradual process, and they will get some upping of their revenues as a result of this, not just beyond FY25, but prior to that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in.